winning artist. Armando Christian Perez, Pitbull is in the house. Pitbull. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. First of all,
thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for taking time. He's on tour, folks. You took time from your tour, and just welcome to Dreamforce, man. Is this pretty awesome?
Well, for one, I want to tell everybody thank you so much for the opportunity. Really appreciate being here, and it's good to be on stage with someone just as sharp as myself.
All right. All right.
The only thing you can see, I'm having a better hair day than he is. I'm telling you.
Listen, Armando, right off the bat, we're here because we're leading a revolution in marketing about getting closer to the consumer. We want to get right into it. How do you create these meaningful relationships with your fans all over the world?
Well, I feel that creating a meaningful relationship, bottom line, has to do with the product. You know, the product's genuine, something that you got to build organically. It's one thing to have a consumer, another thing is to build a fan. Once you got a fan, that creates longevity. I'm very fortunate where I grew up in the Latin community, and as far as ourselves, we're consumers that are generation in, generation out. Okay, so since I learned that growing up, what it is to develop a product that people not only enjoy, stand by, but fight for, and then they give it that ultimate push, because it's one thing you can have data, analytics, we can have instant gratification when it comes to everything that we're pushing on all these platforms right now. But there's nothing, folks, and I repeat it once again, nothing, folks, like word of mouth. When someone comes to you and says, hey, you gotta listen to this guy. Hey, you gotta check out this guy. Or hey, you gotta check out this company. That is the ultimate. I think that's when you finally cross over to having a fan.
Well, and so you've done this, I mean, you've disrupted the music industry, but then you've actually built this global brand. So you're what, the brand ambassador for the Norwegian Cruise Line, right? I mean, so talk a little bit about, again, you got all these marketers in the room. How have you taken that and expanded into other areas?
Well, the way that we've expanded it was in about 2010, I felt that in order to be a marquee brand, we had to do businesses with marquee brands. So we started off by doing business with Bud Light, we did business with Dr. Pepper, did business with Kodak, and then I understood on how their companies worked and how was it that they were trying to engage. And my favorite thing was being in these meetings and everybody would say, well, first we're gonna activate, then we're gonna engage, and then we're gonna have this amazing thing that most of the time doesn't exist, which is called call to action. That's the hardest part. Activating and engaging, I think, is the easy part on that. The call to action is what I was speaking about earlier, is when you really do create a real fan. Learning from these companies is what gave us a chance to now, and I'm not just saying it because they're in the room, because one thing I won't do, and excuse my French, bullshit you, won't bullshit, okay, is being able to create a true partnership. And that's what we've done with Norwegian Cruise Line. With Norwegian Cruise Line, they sat down with us and they said, hey, what is it exactly that you experience that you want to give your fans when they come on the cruise? Number two, we traded ideas on songs. Right now, we're going back and forth on a song right now, what's going to be for the next campaign. Number three, when things really went down as far as the hurricanes, whether it was Irma, whether it was Harvey, whether it was Maria, whether it was Jose, they were there first. And they were there first without the media, without the press, something that we did together. So that, to me, is the beauty of learning from certain companies and then creating a true partnership with amazing companies. And that's what's come about now. So thank you, Norwegian Cruise Line, for that. Appreciate it.
That's right. Yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, you have now taken your fame and your global brand, and you've done good. We talk about, you know, our CEO talks about business is about improving the state of the world. You've done that. Talk a little bit about how you've given back to your hometown in Miami with the schools, and then this incredible thing you did in Puerto Rico.
As far as giving back to, look, the way I feel is that you get to a certain level in life, and you're able to help people. This shouldn't be a responsibility. It should be an obligation. And to be able to give back, inspire, and motivate those that, thank you. And I'm a person that has been very, very blessed to be able to create something from nothing. And I want to be able to show those and give an opportunity to those that don't really get it. So therefore, we built a school. Now we're up to about 7 schools, but the first school we built is in one of my old neighborhoods called La Pequeña Habana, Little Havana in Miami. And it's called SLAM. SLAM starts for Sports Leadership, Arts, and Management. Now, the difference was, my mother always told me there's no such thing as a person that's stupid. There's no such thing as a person that's dumb. All you got to do is figure out how you learn. Some are better readers than others, some are better hands-on. And this is the same thing that we did with the school. So what do we do? What do we do is we took the curriculum and did what I've done my whole career in music and remixed it. Remixed the curriculum. We tweaked it. And the curriculum, basically, to put it in layman terms, let's say we're doing algebra. I don't know about you guys, I wasn't a big fan of algebra. Still not a big fan of algebra. But either or, these kids, you could take an algebraic equation, and X is, they're on the 40-yard line. Z is, you got 6 seconds left, and X is, they need 6 points. Now you got a kid that's engaged. Now you got a kid that wants to learn. Now you got a kid that finds education sexy, fun, you know? Right. And that's what we've done with them. And with that, it's funny because I was just looking at all the data analytics that was up on the board, and one of the classes is data analytics in SLAM. I definitely would have skipped that class, I'm letting you know right now. But what was their task? We put them to play fantasy football. And we had them break down the data and the analytics. And it depends on seasons on what they're playing, as far as the seasons on what we're going to teach to them. But this is how we got them engaged. And that was my way of helping them, teaching them to believe in themselves, focus, and if I could do it, if I could escape, if I could get out, then they're going to only be bigger, badder, better, stronger when they work their way out, especially when you get them at such a young age, you're able to mold them. And bottom line, look, I came up through the public school system. I did about 25 schools, never been a troublemaker, always been around some trouble. But you know what I learned from the system was it was almost built to fail you. Yeah. And that's where I said, if you really want to make a change, which everybody speaks about, you got to start with the youth, because they're the future.
That's right.
And that's where we got involved in education.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Armando, listen, we talk about trailblazers, these innovators, disruptors, and global shapers. It seems like a perfect description for you. And everybody wants to know what's next, right? What's next for a trailblazer? What's next for you?
Well, you know, speaking of that, we're on tour right now with Enrique Iglesias. And that's somebody that's given us an amazing opportunity, someone that we also have learned from throughout the years being on tour with. As far as what's next for me, it's very exciting. 2018 is a year of independence for us, where we're going to be able to do business in the music business. And here's the funny thing about the music business, folks, since everybody here is involved with some kind of business. It's called the music business. Half of the people don't know music, and half of the people don't know business. And it's the truth. So I'm very excited to be able to swing into 2018, where it's going to be independent, be able to do things with music that people haven't been able to do before due to bureaucracy, politics, red tape, dealing with certain corporations and companies. It's been a great way to learn. So that's basically what's going to be going on with us. We have a lot of things going on. Thank God for that. But more than anything, the most important thing to us and what we have going on is education. When I tell you to the charter schools, you know, we started SLAM about 4 years ago. We graduated our first class last year at about a 95 percentile rate. We got 92 to 93% of these kids on free lunch, the kids that need it. Thank you. So what we're doing is utilizing the platform of music to be able to build more schools, and we're up to about 7 schools right now. And we'll be, within the next 3 to 5 years, I'm thinking 20 to 25 of these schools, and making a real mark. That's the way I look at it. And thank God that we could utilize, like I said, the platform of music being the avenue to be able to push these things through. And especially being independent in music, that means we're going to be able to push a whole lot of things through.
That's awesome. Hey, you know what? We just want to thank you for spending time with us.
My pleasure.
And we're going to follow and root for you. Thank you so much.
To everybody here, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy.
All right.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
You guys have a great day.
Okay.
Got it.
Thank you. Armando Christian.